This is Susan Bassi with a video from Los Gatos, a small wealthy town in California's Silicon Valley, where the average home price is about $3 million, and police officers here start at $150,000 a year, and the police chief and district attorney make nearly $600,000 a year in salary and benefits. Los Gatos is the home to Netflix, and while the area boasts some of the best public schools in the country, many people on the street seem to lack a basic understanding of the First Amendment and the public expense tied to their calls to police.
Stop it! Get in your car! Get in your car! It's okay, just end it.
What can we do? This is wrong. Why are you recording me?
Since 2020, we've been reporting on the culture of the Los Gatos Police Department and how calls for domestic disturbances can land people in criminal or family court, where private judging is rampant and a growing problem. For years, we've struggled to obtain public records from the police department and the town officials, even as we work to educate both officers and the public about news gathering activity and how journalism functions, and why the free press is essential in monitoring police conduct, attorneys acting as private judges, and public court judges, especially how they handle police reports and officers who testify in court.
Hi, officer. I'm Susan Bassi.
Journalists also know the rules not to speak to police, and knowing the rules means knowing when to break them.
Can you ask her not to take my photo? That's not okay.
That's her First Amendment right.
Thank you, officer.
As journalists, our job is to document. We observe law enforcement and report what we see, and help the public understand their rights and the rights of the free press. So when officers find themselves reminding people about the First Amendment, that's a win for us. In this situation, we had another chance to remind police about California's strong protection for journalists, especially when it comes to unpublished work. Under California's SHIELD laws, any video, photo, notes, or recordings we gather during news gathering, whether published or not, are protected from search and seizure. Police cannot legally force us to hand over raw footage, devices, or notes. The SHIELD law also protects us from being compelled to testify about our sources or provide unpublished materials in court. Journalists can object to searches, subpoenas, and demands for confidential information. In nearly all cases, courts uphold these objections. Well-trained police officers know not to request or interfere with protected journalistic materials, and well-trained journalists know the law and the rules and how to stand firm and when the rules might need to be broken.
I have video.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure that remind me your name.
Officer Tylen.
Officer
Tylen.
Tylen?
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
Yes.
So just a reminder, you're one of my favorite when you come to calls. I always say, hey man, if I'm in an accident, I want you coming. So just to remind you, first of all, what is your name?
Winston.
Winston?
We met on Halloween.
On Halloween. You took a picture with my dog, right?
Yes.
Okay. So he just did a great job because she was objecting to me filming the whole time, and he just said First Amendment right. So I always love when you guys do that, and I want to give you credit for that. Another little rule about journalism is my unpublished journalistic work is I don't have to give it. I don't want to be a witness, but I will send it to you so that you have it unedited, and you can see I caught the fight at the end that was happening in the intersection. Okay? So you want me to airdrop it to you?
Airdrop would be perfect.
Okay. Sure. When you guys write reports, I'm not a witness, so I can't be called as a witness, but you can say that I provided that via airdrop. Okay. All right. Thanks, you guys. And you know what? You guys rock it. I love that you said that. You made my day. Thank you.
Have a great day.
And my old dog's over there if you want another photo up. She's waiting for the leftovers of my hollandaise sauce. Bye, you guys.
It was surprising that 2 police officers came out to this event. In East San Jose, nobody would have responded. And it was also surprising that nobody else recorded that event that happened right in the middle of downtown Los Gatos during the breakfast rush.
Hi, Susan. Are you going to put this online so everybody can see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And the police officers did a great job reminding everyone of the First Amendment.
In order to get to the truth, journalists have to interview both parties involved in the fight. And here, police officers were only able to interview witnesses from one side of the fight. And that reminds us of a court hearing in Kentucky, where cameras are actually allowed in courtrooms, unlike in California.
The child registered for school?
She does now as of January the 6th. I know from November to January she didn't, but as of now, she does.
Wow. And are you getting phone calls or anything like that with the child?
I've not spoken to my granddaughter ever since January the 2nd.
Okay.
This is a family court hearing in Kentucky. It's a fight between a grandmother and her daughter over custody of a granddaughter, and the mother of the child is not presently in the courtroom, which means the judge is only hearing evidence from one side of the fight.
I'll just ask a few more.
Yes.
Did your daughter give you any notice about her plans to leave?
No.
So from you arrived to go fix your granddaughter's hair and the entire apartment was empty, they were gone.
Yes.
When you last spoke to your granddaughter, was it your impression that your daughter was allowing the phone call or she had to sneak to call you?
The last time I felt like she snuck because the conversation was different than the conversations prior. She said to me, "Gigi, come get me." And I said, "I'm working on it." And she said, "Work harder." And I said, "Okay." And she said, "But she did tell me if I was bad, she would let me come home." I said, "Babe, that's not going to happen. Be good. Gigi's working on it." And that's the last time I spoke to my granddaughter.
Heartbreaking.
Yes, it is.
So what happened when you went to Vegas?
We went to Vegas. We called the police there. They came out. They gave her the certified letter, and she said, "I'm not sending my child with her." No. Point blank, no.
Wow. Are you going to be amending, or filing a motion to get custody?
As journalists, we cover fights on the street and fights in court to make sure that the process is fair. Everyone deserves a right to have their day in court and to be heard, especially when involved in a contempt case or in a fight in the street when the police are called, and the consequences could be that somebody goes to jail. And as a general rule, it's always best not to call the police for these kinds of disputes, and it's always best to remember the consequences of filing a contempt motion, and it's best to stay out of court.
Just end it.